Okay. Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope everything's set up correctly. See my T-shirt here. It says "Good cops. Good cops need to denounce bad cops." You know how people love to say that there are, not all cops are bad. I was over that years ago. I'm up this morning to just give my thoughts on the Sonia Massey unaliving and that happened recently. I purposely waited to before I uh, I gave my thoughts on the situation because that's what I do. I just tend to just when something happens so quickly, I'm not one who quickly pounces upon it. Just start just throwing stuff out there, and I know it's an automatic reaction for a lot of people to do that. And because there's something to kind of holding off one's opinion and one's thoughts until the information comes out, until you've had a chance to see, as they like to say, let's see the video, let's see everything that went on. You know, because there are folks on both sides, but those folks on the other side, they would try to pick apart anything that is a lot of times blatantly racial and racist. And I and I when I saw the video, and did I say good morning, everybody? When I saw the video, of course, I had to watch it again to make sure I saw what I saw. I saw what I saw, but that second time it's like okay. And we've all seen the video of Miss Massey being on the live, and it's just something that went straight to my core when I saw that video. And all the stuff that's going on right now, you still have to take a moment to realize, hey, this is the reality that's happening. It's been happening for far too long as it relates to Black folks. And over policing in our community, over policing us. We don't even have to be in a Black neighborhood to get over policed. I hope we understand that it's not just the Black neighborhoods where over policing is historic. It's not something that just happened since George Floyd. It's been like that since the creation of the paddy wagons and the hunting down, I guess, escaped Blacks or freed Blacks, and also, most importantly, the main reason behind the creation of the so-called police was to protect, white people's property. And as you're going to church this morning, I hope last Sunday and I hope this Sunday, the pastor is talking about things like this to get us back to, as NDRE said in one of her songs, back to the middle, back to the understanding of who we are in this country. We can play all these, or as I like to say, go into all these fantasy realms of multiculturalism, of the country being unified or the unification of all the people, when we can clearly see that that's not what the reality is for Black people. Even if you try to identify with something else, even one of your favorite rappers, Jay-Z, said, "You still nigger." And I saw the video, and it disturbed me. Even as a mental health professional, it disturbed me. And I know I come on my social media platforms, I talk about everything, and I know my delivery is what it is. If you like your coffee with cream or you like your coffee straight up black and hot, I throw them both out there, but I prefer to serve coffee without cream and sugar. And that's how I deliver my commentary. But I'm also versed enough and diverse enough in my presentation that there are times like this that hey, it's just time out. You just get sick and tired, and we've heard Fannie Lou Hamer say, "We're tired of being sick and tired. Are we really?" And I never. and I haven't gotten this solemn or this quiet about, oh shit. Oh, hold on a second, y'all. I hadn't even started the video on the other one. So hold on one second. Let me say good morning to my Facebook folks. Good morning, y'all. Welcome to my Sunday morning thoughts, usually on Facebook. I know it's crazy. I might have to edit this part out, but yeah, I'm simulcasting y'all, Facebook and YouTube, because I want us to get the message at the same time. And I was saying that you know, uh, the shooting or the unaliving of Sonia Massey has really, it really hit me in a way that I have not been hit since the last unaliving that we murdered publicly. That was with George Floyd. And I usually, and we've heard about the unaliving of other folks, but it's something about when you see it that really, it's when you see it that makes an impact. That is a little different from when you hear about it in a report. Like, but you can empathize with it. Like when the unaliving of Joe Bolton John, or the unaliving of Tatiana Jefferson in Fort Worth, and the death of Sandra Bland, and it goes on. But when you see the the actual unaliving of a person, it does trigger a traumatic response, and it brings up traumatic thoughts. Just because all of us in this country, Black folks, trauma is going on, but we do so well, and we go off to college. We live, we love, we date, we try to do everything to avoid it. But our scholars have taught us about these things, and Dr. Amos Wilson, he lived his life talking about the psychological trauma of the African mind in this country. Dr. Julie Harris spoke on it. Dr. Naeem Akbar, and there have been qualified scholars, and Dr. Frances Cress Welsing talked about it, at some point in her lectures about how trauma. And I've even addressed it with clients in my practice as a social worker. I've talked about it, and I'm telling you something. Unaddressed trauma, it triggers, and it's one thing to hear about someone being unalive. The other thing is to see it, and so you can imagine what people who live in the inner city go through every day, to the point that it becomes numb. And I don't want us to continue to become immune to trauma that is thrown on us almost on a monthly basis. If it's not systematic, the constant systematic trauma, it is the trauma that we when we push upon each other out of ignorance or self-hatred. It has to be addressed. And I'd work my ass off whenever I have a client that's dealing with that, to help him or her to try to get to what the triggers are, what started it. And so, when I saw the video, and by the way, YouTube, Facebook is my t-shirt, Good Cops Need to Denounce, so the bad cops. And because we love to say not all cops are bad, not all cops do this, but I'm not a believer. You have not made a believer out of me just because it's your uncle, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your nephew, and all of that. I don't care, because in my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee, we had to watch Black cops in blue unalive one man, beat him to death right before our eyes. And so how much trauma can we absorb? How long? As old preachers would say, how long do we have to go? Do we allow? Because we don't have to go through anything. But how long do we find excuses to avoid trauma, to avoid reacting to an immediate danger? How long do we sit here and do that? There aren't enough prayers. There aren't enough marching. And Ben Crump can't take all our calls. So how long? That becomes the question. You know, we talk about Nat Turner, how he gave it up. We talk about Fannie Lou Hamer. We talk about Malcolm, Dr. King. So where's the next Malcolm? Where's the next Nat Turner? And I'm having this reaction. It had to take me a while. It wasn't delayed. It's not a delayed reaction because I felt this the moment I saw Miss Sonia Massey get unalived in that video. I saw it right then and there, and it bothered me. It went straight, it pierced through my soul when I saw that. And the only time I felt like that, the last time I felt that way is when I watched them take the last breath of George Floyd. And you can have whatever opinions you have about that. I'm not here to debate that. And I'm not here to debate, what the background or whatever of Sonia Massey, the sister who was just murdered, shot in the face. I'm not here to debate that. And I'm treating it the same way I treated the George Floyd. I'm treating it the same way when Michael Jackson passed away. Yeah, when Michael Jackson passed away, people thought they were going to have jokes. I wasn't for it. One thing about it, but we feel a certain way about certain people. All of a sudden they want to bring up his past on all the court stuff. No, we're not going to do that. And I let people know. Give me a week or two before you go in on Mike, because right now I'm not feeling any of that, and I don't have the wherewithal. I don't have the emotional space to allow you to play in my face about the king. And so I'm saying that right now to conservatives or anyone else who has something smart to say about Sonia Massey, make sure you keep it online, because in person we're not going there. Those who had side-eye stuff to say about George Floyd when it didn't matter about him being a drug addict. And wow, it's interesting. That's how we treat people who own drugs, who are addicted to drugs. This is how we treat them. We think everything that they do, they're self-inflicting. We think they deserve to be unalived because they're on drugs. No, we're not going to do that. As one who's treated drugs, alcoholics, and addicts for the past 28 years, no, we're not going to do that either. But it is something to hear about, and I'm going to repeat YouTube, y'all forgive me. It's something to hear about the reports of someone unaliving, be it Bolton John, be it Tatiana Jefferson, be it Sandra Bland, be it even we heard about Mike Brown, we heard about Trayvon Martin. But when you see the cop murder Philando Castillo, when you see them choke out Eric Garner, when you watch them just take his breath, when you see that stuff, when you see these cops murder the brother out of Memphis, Tyree Nichols, when you see that does something, that all of that did something to me. And so it's the same thing when I saw this pig shoot this woman in the face, defenseless. It did something to me. And today I thought I'd just come on and just talk about it with you. And I hope you talk about it. And when are we going to finally react to systematic violence against us? When? Again, if we march, okay. I guess people say, well, you need to vote. Well, people are voting, and it's still happening to all the folks who need to get out there and vote. Well, we're voting, and it's still happening. So what is it? What is your solution to people getting people off your ass? All I remember is when I had a bully at Cypress Junior High School. I didn't have him very long because I didn't pray about it. I didn't march about it. I got that bully off my ass. I gave him the same energy, physical energy, he attempted to give me, or gave me at some point. I'm like, oh no, that ain't happening. So I don't understand why this concept does not work. or this concept of returning that same energy doesn't come across people's head. Now, it's interesting when it comes to us as Black people. Someone steps on our Jordans, or she gives a side eye to another woman. All of a sudden, the reaction is immediate. We're gonna have to stop that. I don't have a problem with people, as we say in Memphis, hometown, straightening their business up when somebody gets out of line. But that has to be across the board, because Black people aren't the only people who get out of line with other Black people. Other groups get out of line with Black people too, and other members and representatives of this American system get out of line with Black folks, not just politically, not just verbally online, but in person. They get out of line. Then all of a sudden, when they get out of line, now we want to pray about it. And, ooh, I'm so glad I came to my senses. You know, we cheer on brothers and sisters who didn't take that mess. We cheer on Nat Turner. We remember and fondness Malcolm X. We talk about Dr. King the last 2 years of his life, but we don't want that. For some reason, we don't believe in, as those of you who are going to church, your Bible tells you eye for an eye, or vengeance is mine, so saith the Lord. When that quote is said in your Bible, he's not talking about God is actually going to come down and straighten your business up for you. He's saying you are equipped to straighten up your own business when somebody, as they say, trespasses against you and they're not Black, or they're not a part of your friend group or your family. They can be a cop. And historically speaking, cops have transgressed against us ad nauseum. It just has to stop. And I don't like watching us. No, it's almost like this media has a sick thirst for regurgitating trauma to Black folks. Because when something like this happens to other groups, your politicians, people who are like them get out and vote. Not just vote, but they go and they make stuff happen. It's like we don't know how to make stuff happen. So what have we been doing these past 200 years or 146 years of supposedly being free since the Emancipation Proclamation? What have we been doing as a group? Oh, yeah, we've been dealing with the feminism and the gender divide, and y'all better vote for Kamala Harris. No, you better vote for Biden. You better vote for Obama. We've been dealing with the symbolism of this foolishness. We haven't been taking care of business. I'm not mad at us. I'm just reacting to the trauma of watching another one of us get unalived in our face, and the slow response we tend to have. And it bothers me greatly. We can conjure up all kinds of coalitions, to, I guess, say symbolically get what we want. We sure can come together for the things that don't really matter. And I give some examples. We had 20,000 Black men on a damn podcast raising money for a candidate who says, I'm not going to do anything specifically for Black folks. And we had 44,000 Black women on a private Zoom call, raised $1.6 million for a chick that laughs and giggles at everything that's serious. But it's for the goal of having the first symbolic, but they think is a Black person. What's wrong with us? But then as I sit back and I do observations, I realize that Black people don't really want freedom. It's like we want continued comfort under captivity, because freed people don't get treated the way we're treated, and free people don't chase things that don't really matter. What matters to every group other than Black people, it appears, is what matters to Jews, homosexual, Asians, immigrants is money and the power. There's a rap song, money and the power, money and the power. Mother F the, I got money and the power. And every group strives for money and the power. And so when you have money and the power for your group, there's a respect that comes there. Nobody messes with a group that has money and power and then putting it to the maintenance of that group. But we don't. We chase symbolism. And it needs to stop. Because when everyone looks at you, and you can make it personal. When someone sees that you're not going to jump in when somebody fighting your brother, they're going to keep on, they're going to punk your brother, and they're going to punk you. Or your sister. We've allowed so many things to come in to divide us. Or we allow ourselves to concentrate on the easy wins. See, it's easy to get out there. We need to get out and vote. Make sure this person don't get in. We need it. That's stupid. Those other folks have money and power. They have a wall built around them to protect them from seeing a Jew get shot in the face for little or nothing. And then that son of a bitch had the nerve to say, yeah, man, just another fucking crazy bitch. Yeah. I know y'all watched all the videos. And the same old thing. These police departments hiring inadequate, mentally messed up weirdos to come straight to your house on a police call. When we gonna build a fence to protect us? With all these black people in America, why are there still ghettos? You know, I have as much empathy and much, sadness for those who we have not seen get hurt than I do those we're forced to watch. And I don't like it. Like when they show us, it's almost as like they're doing the same plantation playbook on black people, because trauma is real. Trauma comes in many forms. You get it out of many spaces. A lot of us get trauma from the household we grew up in, trauma from a father, trauma from a mother, trauma from grandparents, trauma for things that happened to us, and we keep it a secret. Either in middle school, high school, in college, we just hold on so much trauma to the point that we think that we deserve it. Talking about when we get into violence and domestic violence, usually the victim at some point believes that he or she deserves the treatment that they get. And that is the playbook that has been thrown on black folks since slavery. Jim Crow was the heavy hammer with the heavy steel that banged it into our heads. You're not good enough to sit here. You can't sit here. You can't ride there. You can't eat here. You can't do this. And they had laws. And a lot of our grandparents and great-grandparents internalized that inferiority. When you feel inferior, you don't protect yourself, and you let other people hurt you. And I'm just over it. I'm over it. See, I have to work hard. Give me a minute. To not see images like that. Hold on a minute. And we shouldn't. Then our response is what bothers me, and then they had the nerve to lie and not give her son at the hospital the facts about what happened to his mom. And I don't like it, because it's bigger than the rogue cops, the many rogue cops. It's about how we gonna respond to blatant hatred and disrespect. Here, we're so busy trying to get a grip or get a hold on how we treat each other. This bickering back and forth, and this political side, that political side, what church you go to, what belief system, and then they're gonna throw in some bullshit about, well, I'm LGBT. We don't need any more people. We got enough. Hell, we got enough dealing with being black in America. I know a lot of you like, there you go, talking about race. It's gonna always be about race. You can marry all the white women you want to. You can screw all the white men. You can have all the mixed kids you want to. Like your favorite rapper told you, still nigga. Or you still OJ. Until we understand what a lot of our African-centered scholars, our black scholars, lived and died depressed and poor and angry, trying to tell us what Jesus was unsuccessful in trying to teach us, what Malcolm was unsuccessful in trying to teach us, what Marcus Garvey was unsuccessful in trying to teach us, what Fannie Lou Hamer, Ida B. Wells Barnett, and Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Neely Fuller, Dr. Claude Anderson have been unsuccessful. Kwame Ture, Chairman Fred Hampton, they were unsuccessful in trying to teach us. Dr. Naeem Akbar, Dr. Amos Wilson. Oh, man. And the list goes on of black men and women that came before us trying to teach us. What is it? Why can't we get it? Because if there had been a Jewish white woman, there had been a profound rainbow flag wearing homosexual woman, LGBT, had there been an immigrant, had there been anybody other than a foundational black American, it would be hell to pay. This country have to be shut down. It's time out for this. It's time out. And y'all know this because we talk about it in private. Even people, you get online and talk about it. We know this. So why aren't we responding like we're supposed to? The blueprint is there. So what is that's made us so afraid that we can watch one of us get systematically murdered in our face? What is it about us that we can look at each other? Here's another word I need y'all to Google. With such cognitive dissonance. We look at each other and automatically with the lens of the white supremacists. And I'm gonna stop using white supremacists, of the white person. We go, all white people ain't, look, they all have the space and the time to be just like what y'all think Trump is. I'm saying that because that seems to be the symbol of what racism and white supremacy is, just him. And y'all go on your jobs and saying, but don't say a word. Instead of us dealing with this trauma head on through therapy or just hell, just like, no, I'm not going to take this shit. We go to happy hour. We try to drink it away. We try to screw it away sexually. We do everything else instead of facing it head on like we're supposed to. Every group does it except for us. They're not going to disrespect me. But we're going to have to work on that inner disrespect that was taught to us and drummed in our heads for over 100 years till it's like automatic now. It has to stop. I don't give a damn who wins. And AKAs, bravo. Divine Nine, bravo. If she wins, great. Then what's next? Then what's next? Because, by the way, she's the vice president and black woman got shot in the face. What if 40,000 women ain't marching or call, hey, say, hey, Biden, he's still there. He's in the bed right now, but he's still president. I guess, no, he stepped down, so it makes her. So y'all going to get on a $44,000 Zoom call and demand something from her? Or y'all just going to be okay with the symbolism of it all? We got a woman of Asian. We got something first in the. When we gonna get past that? Politics is serious business in this country. Politics in this country shape everybody's reality. You can say, I ain't in no politics. You a fool. Look at your neighborhoods. Look at how the police treat you. Look at how the school board treats your kids. It's politics. If you are not involved, not in the way that trying to get symbolism, if you're not involved in politics in a way in which other groups are involved in politics, you're stupid. You're a dumbass. How you gonna live in a country and you don't understand how to make the politics of that country work for you? You're stupid. That's plain and simple. You're stupid. And then you have the nerve to pick a party. Who gives a damn about a political party? Can you get some money from both of them? Even the third party. Well, it don't matter. If you vote for a third party, your vote don't matter. See how dumb we are at times? And mostly every fourth person has said that. Who gives a damn? If your voting does not change the reality of your community, you're stupid. And all you want to do is just say, I know the person. We just got elected. We just got elected. That's stupid. See, due to the fact that we don't understand American politics as black people, that's why he can stand on video and talk shit, shoot a woman in the face with some fucking stove mittens on, and then she's ducking, cowering down, and as soon as something must have hit that hunky, because she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. All of a sudden, an exorcism or something began. That hunky got upset immediately. But just like cop talk, don't try to harm me. Don't try to harm me. Yeah, he began to create his scenario like she was trying to hurt him. And I get tired of y'all, you cop lovers. I'm not a cop hater. I am a systematic realist. It don't take much for a cop to turn on a black person. Y'all seen the videos on live videos on social media. Y'all seen it in real life. When it comes to other groups of people, cops go down their long ass, thick ass policy manual. They try everything before they even tase, let alone shoot. They even draw their weapons on other groups of people. Soon they pull up, they got their weapons drawn on black people, especially black men, especially black men, especially black men. Umar Johnson. But then, sisters, y'all need to realize the reason cops are coming at you because you've declared, not all, but you know who it is, the loudmouths have declared that they don't want protection from black men. You told the world that you didn't want black men. You told the world that you better than black men, and they heard you. And black men responded, well, hell, all right, go ahead on. So black women, believe it or not, you're out there, as your preacher would tell you, and as the scholars would tell you, you're uncovered. You're unprotected. That's why you can get shot in the face so easily by a 200-some pound, 6-foot-something white man with a gun. Here in Dallas, that's why you can get beat down with a pistol in the face. Because you told the world you don't want black men. You said the most disparaging thing. See, for anyone who want to say, well, y'all say the same thing about black women. Well, see, we protect our damn self. We're men. We're the threat. But when you say that you don't want your natural, God-given, God-grown, God-created protector, that is your man, you let the world know, oh, we can go right on in and do what we need to do with them. We can do whatever we want. That's what you're saying. Strong, black, independent. Or because you dated 3 dudes and the rest of the dudes ain't shit. You did that. Take accountability for what you did. But if you want black women who are legitimately attacked by this system to stop, you better go grab a black man's hand today, after church, at church. Go grab a masculine, heterosexual, and also for those of you that were too long, straight black man, you hold his hand. And you better start empowering your sons to go out there and be the men that they can be, and stop empowering your daughters to go out there and be men. I've never seen such foolishness in my life. It's happened in my own family. You keep your sons close to you to do your bidding, because you don't have a man, or you're doing old plantation training. Shout out to Dr. Joy Leary. He wrote the book, Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome, where you keep your sons closer because you know the world looks at him as the enemy. So the plantation, the sister, the African on the plantation, when an overseer or the slave owner came around, she would always tell her son, don't look him in the eye, don't talk loud, don't talk smart, just almost effeminize him to make him seem unthreatening or non-threatening to the plantation owner, make him appear agreeable. That is a real training that happened to us during the years of the plantation, even in Jim Crow. And women did this under the guise, under what they believed was protecting their sons. They just wanted their son alive. They didn't care if he was gay or broken. No, they just wanted their baby boy alive. Hence the movie Baby Boy. Keep your son in close. Have him working for you only. Well, he's no good out in the world. He can't protect no woman. He can't protect himself. But he sure as hell knows how to go out to other black men. So what are we going to do? We're going to keep coming to this? You know, the only times I, shed tears, when I see stuff like that. We saw Philando Castillo just get shot right there in our face. We saw Eric Garner have the life choked out of him. We saw the young brother who was autistic in Aurora, Minnesota, Elijah McCain. We saw those EMT. We saw the cops tase him and kill him, and EMT play games with that young man as he, struggled to stay alive. We saw that. Even that Deontay young brother, saw her talking about, I went to grab my taser and shoot the young man. We saw that. I saw that. It's going to have to stop. But in order for that to stop, we're going to have to understand what protecting your group means. If you don't believe me, just y'all know how, now keep doing it until you get sick of hearing me saying it. No other group experiences America as relates to the systematic bullying and a systematic assault. No other group other than black men and black women, black boys and little black girls. Then on top of that, we won't even go get the therapy. We won't even go get the reprogramming to stop us from looking at each other through the lenses of the white racist. Yes, every group gets frustrated with each other, but we get just damn right just degrading to each other. I can't stand that nigga. That's psychological trauma. And we're going to have to deal with it, damn it. Because we can't continue to let these people walk free after they've done something so heinous. Yeah, he got arrested. Yeah, and charged. But too many of them have gotten off scot-free. 5 years here, 10 years there. Again, we can't keep calling Ben Crump. We can't continue to march. And we're going to ride right. So I just wanted to just get on here and share this morning and share my thoughts because, I don't do well with violence, and we shouldn't allow black children to grow up around violence. That's why, therefore, our neighborhoods should not be violent. Our neighborhoods should not be riddled with great gangs, drugs, prostitution, all the things. Why do black children have to grow up in that? Why? Why do we allow that? Blacks who live in the suburbs, why don't y'all come back and put programs together? And instead of trying to recruit black kids to Christ all goddamn day, why don't you recruit them to the knowledge of Dr. Claude Anderson, of Carter G. Woodson's Miseducation of the Negro? Why don't we try to recruit them to that? And hold on 1 second. I'm going to show y'all something. Give me 1 second. Why don't we recruit them to this? The Willie Lynch letter. I know a lot of you don't believe it. Why don't we recruit them to this? Why don't we teach black kids about this? You say it's not a real document, but our behaviors. Because of this, cops are able to murder us and to shoot a woman in the face. If you want a copy of mine, I can email it to you. It's a perfectly good copy. Just hit your boy on the Cash App, $5. I can email it. And when you Cash App me, it's right there in the description box. It's right there in the description box. $ Rico the Opinionist. I think that's right. And PayPal, Rico the Opinionist. You give me Zelle Ricoinnorthmemphis at hotmail.com. But please send me your email address when you Cash App and PayPal so I can email it to you. How come we don't? Right here. And it's not a thick book. It's something for you to, something that you can share with young adults, share with your kids. You might need it too. A lot of us act like we're still under the spell of Willie Lynch and the way we behave with each other. It's amazing. It's Willie Lynch behavior. And I have another book. I have a book in my library on my shelf in there. Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome by Dr. Joy Leary. Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. It talks about why we behave the way we do. And y'all can read other history books, but these two right here. And then if you also want to get a clue, Dr. Claude Anderson has several books, but some people don't like to read. And that's fine because some people aren't big readers. So he has a video. It's called Inappropriate Behavior. Inappropriate Behavior by Dr. Claude Anderson. Inappropriate Behavior. Watch that video. If you have 1 hour and 54 minutes to spare, I swear, after you watch that video, you will no longer, it's actually the cure for the Willie Lynch mindset. I know some of us are so educated. Some of us are so brilliant. No, it's not me. No, it's you. It's all of us. We all have our Willie Lynch moments, and it has to stop. Read, damn it. After you get through getting your ha-has and cheers on this election, when this election is over, January 1st, 2025, hell, start today. But we're going to have to do something different. Because this don't make no damn sense while we're still going through this. Y'all steady getting law degrees. We're steady getting master's degrees. We're getting into these fields and we're still going through it. Still going through it. It don't make any damn sense. Where are our today's Claude Anderson? Where are our Dr. Francis Cress Welsings? Where are our Malcolm X's? Where are our scholars on the collegiate level in HBCUs that's teaching black kids? So when they become this new lawyer, when they become this new PhD, they become this new medical doctor, nurse, they'll know exactly what the goddamn assignment is. Why aren't we teaching blackness to black children? And why have we as Gen X abandoned blackness because we start making money? Why? You think because you start making six figures or you're able to sell platinum CDs, you're able to move into that exclusive white neighborhood, that all of a sudden racism is lesser than? But yeah, we repeat Jay-Z's song, Still Nigga. Y'all think that's just a song? It's real life. And we around here chanting some damn, they not like us. They not like us. What the fuck does that mean? How does that translate into black protection? How does that translate into black protection? We play too much. We play too much. Grown ass black people right here talking about some they not like us. Why do we play so much? I'll tell you why we play so much. Trauma. We've been scared out of our wits. We don't want that smoke. We sit back and talk shit, and we'll go in on each other. But boy, that white man, that Jewish man, that homosexual or old white woman just scared the britches off of us. When we go into spaces we don't really need to be going through, and it bothers me when I hear somebody black talking about, you're at this PWI and somebody's racist towards you. You got 100 goddamn HBCUs. Well, no, it was hard for me to go to medical school. They was racist all the way through. And we got Meharry. We got Xavier. We got other medical schools, black schools that you can go to. Y'all gonna have to help me with this shit. God has done his job. Jesus did his job. So what y'all waiting on? Another Jesus to come and give himself up to a bunch of people? They got plenty of food, but they won't eat it because it doesn't taste like this. Ain't got enough fat back on it. I mean, what is it? There's no return of Jesus for you, for me. It's us. And that black woman had no business being shot in the face. Philando Castillo had no business being shot in the face. Eric Garner had no business being choked out in our face. George Floyd had no business being choked out in our face. Had no business. But as long as we keep playing these separative group games in our race, and a lot of you are so evolved, you're so intellectual, that we can always talk about race. But Jews always talking about Jews in the Holocaust. Asians always talking about Buddha and all of that. Homosexual always talking guys, hot take guys, and girl. Everybody talks their stuff in their group. But black people can't talk about race. There's so much so that it offends other blacks when you bring up race in a very racialized situation that we live in called America. Racism not going away. You can't marry your way out. You can't reproduce your way out. You can't join an exclusive club your way out. You can't pledge your way out. You can't join a church your way out. You can't do none of that shit except you stand up and fight for being black. Unless you think God made a mistake. When it's convenient, we want to throw out black stuff. No, we the first this. We the first that. I've never seen a group that throw out so many facts but don't back it up with protection. Tariq Nasheed has a video out, Mike Check that proved that black people are the originators of rap and hip hop. And 8 Latinos mad as heck. They really thought they had ownership over hip hop. There are people who don't have anything but a tape was yours and then put a protective force around it. Like it's theirs. Because we don't have this sense of protection. Now, individually, we'll try to protect our families and all that, but other groups protect their group. A sneeze is coming somewhere. Y'all have to forgive me. So how long? As Dr. King used to yell in those movements and those rallies. How long? Those old civil rights Negroes used to yell that. How long? Not long. But damn, again, we're asking how long? When we gonna go back to teaching black kids about blackness? When are you gonna get this in your head? Willie Lynch letter and the making of a slave. When we gonna get this? Should be in a rotation, even more so than the Bible, more so than the Quran. This right here. And again, if you want a copy, cash up your boy $5, Rico the Opinionist, and send me an email with it, and I'll get it to you. That's a perfectly good copy. When we gonna do that? We around here acting like we trying to be a part of everything else except for blackness, and I'm over it. And I'm not gonna belabor y'all because I got to go and work out this morning. While y'all go, a lot of you go and worship. I'm finna go and work out something that really fortifies my body. And I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just tired. Been tired. I was tired when I was 6 years old. Did y'all know that? I was tired then. Let me show y'all something. when people, and you're bottling up stuff, and y'all don't think this kind of stuff bothers people's mental health. You can't yoga your way out of it, by the way. You can't yoga your way. You can't Pilates your way. You can't every week massage your way out of it. It adds some type of relief, but you can't. Let me tell you, let me show y'all something. These are medications that I've taken. Be it trazodone, these are medications that I've taken. I've taken medications because it's a struggle and to deal with this. And so that's now when I have a client that's depressed or a client that's traumatic, I understand. I'm able to lead them down a path to keep them here and to make them more productive. Now, I don't take those as we speak, but I've taken those. That's why the bottles are like this. A lot of them is half empty or half full. I do what I need to do to try to keep the stress off. That's why I try to work out and I try to eat right, but I have to get off the sugar. The sugar is, oh man, that is poison in a Snicker bar. Poison in a nice hunk of cheesecake. Oh, the sugar. You can try to natural life yourself out of it, but you can't. You can accuse people. All you do is think about the past. Well, who doesn't think about the past more than Jews? That's how they get funding and grants and get money sent to Israel. They think about the past. But one thing, what they do that's differently from us, they make sure that their past that happened to them doesn't happen again in today's life. That's the difference. And so, that's the difference. We let people talk us out of it. We let people talk us out of our past. Bob Marley said, if you don't know your past, don't know your future. If you don't know your past, you don't know where you're going. But we're the only ones that don't benefit from what happened to us, don't benefit from our experiences. We don't know. And we let people talk us out of it while everyone else makes sure that they get protections today because what happened to them in the past. And we're going to have to make that a priority. After we get through with this parade in November, because I don't give a damn what the outcome is, because it's not going to benefit us. You already had a candidate that says, I'm not going to do anything specifically for Black people, while they do everything specifically for gays, Jews, immigrants, Ukrainians, what else? LGBT. I said that. Other groups. And we just sit here trying to throw a goddamn ticker taper parade for foolishness. And again, if you don't know how to play the politics where it works for you, you're stupid. We've been here too long to not understand how politics work, especially locally. Because see, if we understood the politics, we would have protections. We'd know how to protect ourselves. And so, but anyway, y'all, I'm trying to go from camera to camera here. So if it seems like I paid more attention to this time, the angle is what it is, but I just hope you're hearing the message. I just hope you're hearing the message. So I'm going to end it right here. First, YouTube, I appreciate you. Please like, share, and subscribe. And also, again, if you want a copy of the letter, hit your Cash App. The Cash App, all my information is in the description box. I'll talk to y'all later. But anyway, y'all be cool. YouTube, y'all be cool. I'll talk to y'all later. Let me go ahead and shut y'all down. And